Hey everybody, Ben here from DMC Films and Cinderblock Studios, and for all you acrylic painters out there, today we're talking about creating texture. Now when you're doing some sort of painting or drawing or whatever it is that you do in the 2D visual arts, you're looking at texture. You're thinking, okay, how can I create texture? Well, there's two types. There's perceived texture and there's actual texture. Perceived texture refers to something like a drawing, something where you see, eyelashes, something like that, where you're getting little hairy areas, and you kind of see, okay, maybe that's, the eyelashes, and they kind of have that feel to them, and you think about it, you're like, okay, a little bit bristly. But you run your finger across it, it's still just paper, and it's still only sort of what you're perceiving to be a texture. Now in acrylic painting, when you're creating texture, you can use either a whole lot of paint to really build up that look that you might want to achieve, or you can use acrylic mediums. Let's take a look at a couple examples. Now these are two experimental pieces that I'm working on, and on the right you see a lot of molding paste on this one. You have a lot of this build-up texture, which I put down first, and then put a washing layer of Prussian blue on top. On the left here we have a combination of the heavy gel matte and some light molding paste. The two together create sort of this a little bit of a grainy kind of look to it, but if you run your hand across, you feel all these little bumps and interesting things. Now let's play around with the color in these pieces a little bit. I'm going to grab my jar of deep black, so I'm going to grab a little bit of that on a paper towel, rub it on the side here to kind of even it out. I don't want to put too much of that on. And I'm going to gently rub this across the higher bumps and textures on this to help accent those a little bit more. We'll rub it on there. And we don't want it to be too crazy, so I'm going to dip into my water for a little bit and wipe out anything that's going to be a little too much in these accents. And that's just simple little bits and washes of color. You can really make those pieces of the texture pop. Wipe a little bit of that away. And just like that, our texture pops out even more. This can be a great technique for creating all kind of really interesting subtle textures in a piece, and this particular technique you can see me do not so much with a paper towel but with a brush in my time-lapse The Idol. Now this has just been a couple examples on how to use actual texture in your work. I hope these examples can maybe inspire you on how to create really interesting stuff on your own canvas. And if you're looking for a tutorial on perceived texture, fellow YouTuber Yasmin's got some great tutorials on this, so go ahead over to her channel and check those out. And as always, for more tips, tutorials, and other art videos, subscribe to the channel. This has been from DMC Films and Cinderblock Studios. See you guys next time.